Before uploading the 75 kg Pronation lift on his Instagram page, Leonidas briefly talked about Devon Larratt and Levan Saginashvili's lifts with similar amount of weight. Maybe he was talking about their form as well, but I cannot be sure because I cannot understand the language. Maybe if some of you can, please mention in the comment section. But it's quite obvious, and we have seen that on Engin's podcast with Leonidas as well, that he takes a lot of pride in this lift, especially the amount of weight that he can lift in this lift. And why not? I mean, he even got direct appreciation message from Devon Larratt himself saying that his lift is legit, and it can be seen in the super matches as well, especially the schoolboy super match where his pronation was really shining through. But as expected, many people are still criticizing the lift way too much, saying that that's not a strict lift, that's not what Devon did. Well, to be clear, I don't think anyone has ever lifted 75 kilos clean. Levan Saginashvili can easily do that, but he also didn't do it strict. And Devon's 75 kg lift looked nothing like his 70 kg lift. The form was completely different. So Devon shared this video as well on his Instagram page, the 75 kg lift, and it's quite clear that he's paying attention to Leonidas Arkona, not only on the arm wrestling table, but what he's doing in the gym as well. Criticizing all of the lifts is okay, but we clearly need to have some arm wrestling standards and rules established around these lifts as well. Maybe a competition with referees. This is something that Alexei Vovoda was also discussing in one of his previous videos, and that is exactly what we saw at the Siberian Power Show. A face-off between Akimbo 69, David Dadikyan and Vitaly Lalatin. All three of them belong to different weight categories, so I'm not sure if the competition was directly between these three, but we saw some winners. So David Dadikyan was the winner in this hooking, cupping, lat drag, side pressure kind of movement. I don't know what it is exactly called, but he lifted over 90 kilos in that exercise, and that was kind of expected. You cannot expect Vitaly with such a long arm to lift as much as Dadikyan did. But Vitaly's grip strength was clearly visible in the arm wrestling roller thunder deadlift exercise. He won that with over 100 kilos lift, and also the strict curl competition where he did 100 kilos strict. That was surprising considering Vitaly Lalatin's structure and how he's built. I think these kind of competitions can be included with arm wrestling tournaments as well. So sometimes we see people don't really want to compete in the tournament for whatever reason. Maybe they are too big for amateur tournaments. Maybe they have injured one of their arms, so they can compete with the other arm. Many times we see people don't compete, but they are desperate to show their power on the arm wrestling table in the after pulls. So maybe that's where they can actually show their power and win some competition and maybe some prize money as well. But I get the point that it won't be possible to get the best talent because they will be competing in the tournament, and doing two things at the same time isn't really possible. So maybe we can figure out some other ways to include these tournaments, maybe at these bodybuilding shows or powerlifting shows. Who knows? Deni Cyplenkov got an IV treatment 1 week ago, and he will be getting another one tomorrow. He seems to be happy with the results, and that's the most important thing, to see the smile on Cyplenkov's face after a long time. I know the chances are slim to none, but let's all hope for the miracle of the year. And maybe it is even the upset of the decade, not just of the year, if Denis beats Hermes. That's how big of an underdog he is. But let's hope with the secret exercises, the new exercises that he's been hiding from Hermes Gasparini, let's hope all of that works out and we are just grossly underestimating Cyplenkov's power in this upcoming King of the Table super match. At the recent Knuckles Up 3 event, we once again saw some surprisingly good matchmaking. The level of athletes that were competing there was not high enough to justify the $16 pay-per-view money, but the matches were good. And we cannot really complain that much because with all of the top level athletes competing at bigger organizations, the lower level organizations have no other option left but to increase the prize money, because they know that they are going to sell a limited number of pay-per-views irrespective of what the prize actually is. So the first match was between Uncle John and Roger Learn. That was all dependent on the straps. When Uncle John had the strap buckle, Roger just flash pinned him, but when it was the other way around, Uncle John won, but with some effort. This showed that Roger Learn was just a little bit stronger in the right areas, and that's how he won this super match 3 pins to 2. The second match was between Wayne Withers and Mega Mike. Mega Mike didn't even let Wayne Withers slip once. The match was dominated by him 3 pins to 0. There was one mercy strap allowed in that extra 4th round and it ended even worse for Wayne Withers. 4-0 Mega Mike. Then the next match was between Danielle and Nadia. It was an amazing hook war, but Nadia showed her experience and I think she won this match 3 pins to 0. Then Toshiyuki Shishido versus Ji Hyun Min. The way Shishido kind of won this match after losing his wrist with pure side pressure, he got the job done 3 pins to 1. That was really surprising and it was one of the best matches of the night. Really surprising win from such ugly positions. Baek Seong-yeol versus Tom Holland. So that was a really interesting match. Ryan Bowen top rolled Baek Seong-yeol and finished with a press. He didn't go into his power, but Tom Holland went into his power and that's where he realized that he cannot be moved. Baek Seong-yeol was way too strong. That's why in the second round, Tom Holland went for a top roll. He took his wrist, but still with a flop press, Baek Seong-yeol was able to push him down to the pad. And I think the match ended 3 pins to 1 for Baek Seong-yeol. It was an amazing battle. Mindaugas Dulskas easily hooked BJ Fokakis 3 times in a row and got the job done. Mario Tambakis versus Jason Merlo. Mario was once again way too strong. He lost 1 round on fouls, but other than that, his hook power was way too much and even his flop press after he lost his wrist was way too strong. Jason Merlo asked for extra 4th round, which Mario didn't agree to, as he should, because his elbow was all flared up. Mirtala Aslanov shocked Kamil Jablonski by hooking him and beating him in the first round, but after that we saw 3 straight flop presses and Kamil Jablonski got the job done. I'll not say easily, but he didn't seem to be in much trouble after that as well. The 33rd European Arm Wrestling Championship came to an end in Slovakia on May 12th. I really want to thank World Arm Wrestling League for the seamless 1080p live experience on multiple streams at the same time with world-class athletes competing and world-class referees on the table. So lots of memorable experiences, whether it was Oleg Zok retaining his left arm world title, whether it was Engin Terzi rushing towards the arm wrestling table to save his countryman FA Comic against Rino Masic, the young prodigy, whether it was Sasho almost losing his left arm title to Avtandil Tutberidze but then still ended up winning the match. So the event was amazing. Many arm wrestlers won double golds like Esra Kiraj, Irina Drieva, Barbora Batchiova, Daniel Prokopchuk, Sasho Andreev, Rino Masic, and I'm sure I may be missing 1 or 2 guys. Thanks for watching, like the video and subscribe.